Alright, I'm back. We got our TRC shill mug right here. Got it before it was cool. Inside we got some Mac Daddy roasters. I think it was an Ethiopian black coffee right here, no sugar. And that is a nice, robust cup right there. Very enjoyable. I recently kind of dialed this one in, and I've been loving it. Alright, we're going to be getting a shave in today with some Barrister Mann Arctique. And you can see right there it has the nice little warning label. Caution, extremely cold, keep away from eyes and anything else that you would prefer not to freeze. You've been warned. So there's that. Nice label, kind of a reflective blue on the label right there. This is a highly mentholated shave soap in the Omnibus soap base. Very nice side label as well. You can see the ingredients, hopefully. There is a whole Star Wars intro of ingredients on this one. Massive amount. This is a 4-ounce shave tub. The soap itself is kind of a tan, light brown type color, and the menthol just slaps you in the face as soon as the lid comes off. It just comes bursting out. You can see it's a softer crope, very easy to press in on. And the scent is, it's essentially peppermint because it is highly mentholated. There's some other stuff in there, but it really gets lost in the sauce. I got it already lathered up right here in my Thirsty Badger shave bowl. And you can see it is just a shiny, very dense lather right there, which is quite impressive considering it's highly mentholated. And menthol is kind of known to tear down a lather, make it dissipate. So, very impressive. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more menthol right there from the Bougie Chill Mill, the Chiller and the Pillar, the Menth Dealer. And those are menthol crystals finely crushed up in the chamber right there. This is a pump action menthol grinder. So you just pump and out comes the menthol. And I know it's a highly mentholated soap, but it isn't really a DK damn fine shave without adding a little bit more menthol. So we're just going to incorporate that right in there. It is a hot summer day. Just got done doing a lot of yard work. Some mowing the lawn, get the weed whacker to get the edges. I got the loppers out and took down some branches and things that needed to be handled. So yard's looking good now. Now it's time for a nice shave. Time to cool off. Alright, I think we got it incorporated. I make sure that the powder is nice and fine before I load it into the grinder. I think we're also going to go ahead and utilize the Stirling Mentholated Preshave soap. Not that Barrister Mann needs any help in the pre-shave department. Doesn't need any help in the slickness department. Just to add another layer onto this mentholated shave. The pre-shave soap from Stirling is a very low-level beginner's menthol, and it will probably be pointless, but it's there, so I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to wet one end of it and just apply it directly to the skin, kind of circular back and forth motions until I can see that it is leaving a little bit of soap behind. It helps to go kind of against the grain when you're applying this soap bar directly to the skin. If you go against the grain, the whiskers will actually help tear off bits and pieces of that soap. And then the next thing to do is just get your hands wet and kind of work it in until it gets into this sudsy state. Because once it's in this sudsy state, it will meld with your lather much easier. And it won't just stay as soap residue above the skin. I'm going to add a little bit more moisture here to kind of help work that in. I have probably, I have no idea, but probably 4 to 5 days growth. So we got some work to do today. I'm going to be using my lovely Gem Featherweight, which is, or no, sorry, my Gem G-Bar, which is, I think, a really cool looking razor. It's kind of retro futuristic. I'll show it to you here in just a second. My hands are nice and slick now from that pre-shave. And I can feel already a nice low-level menthol chill. There's a look at that G-Bar, a very handsome razor. Tell me if you agree that it kind of has that retro futuristic type of look right there. Kind of looks like it belongs like in a science lab or something like that. Really creative shape with that like slanted foot, and it's just a push button to load. You just press down on that, the cap opens, and then you just flip it back down. We got a Gem PTFE coated blade, which is just, it has the I believe it's nylon coated. Really the most popular option for the Gem razors. And that's not a paint scraper blade. I know everybody always gives the little disclaimer. It's not a paint scraper blade. It's not hardware. It is specifically made for shaving, so don't make that mistake and go down to your local hardware store and buy blades for your Gem there, because they're not made for shaving at the hardware store. So you gotta make sure that you're specifically buying shaving blades. And boy oh boy, we are off to the races when it comes to this chill factor. Now that I got the soap applied to the skin, we are rapidly going past medium chill level, and we are on our way to medium high level chill. This batch of Arctique, Barrister Mann said themselves that it was their most highly mentholated batch they've ever made, and they even had this big mixing bowl displayed on their social media. This huge mixing bowl that was just filled to the brim with menthol that they were going to add into the pot. So really cool. Let's go ahead and get started. Hand's a little bit shaky today. I think that happened after I mowed the lawn and used the weed whacker. I think all that vibration. I think that vibration from all the tools kind of stuck with me a little bit. Plus I haven't eaten yet, so there's that. I've had my coffee. I haven't eaten yet. Fasting is going well. I always cheat on weekends though. But the clothes are fitting better. Now, if you're unfamiliar with vintage Gem razors, it has this slanted cap, and they always tell you the old adage is to ride the cap, which just means keep a very low angle to the face, or I should say a very steep angle. You know, don't come in it like this, or else you're just going to be scraping skin off. Keep it very high and tight. Ride the cap. And as always, low pressure. Remember, you're doing the work. The blade isn't doing the work, you're doing the work. So you got to keep the proper angle. You got to keep low pressure. This razor is really easy to learn. It's very intuitive. The G-bar specifically has a very wide sweet spot. Obviously, you gotta keep that angle, but it'll shave pretty damn comfortably. If you're in or around that proper angle. Feels with all gem razors, there's gonna be blade feel, but with the G-bar, it's kind of a low level, non-threatening blade feel. It's there. To me, it's actually very enjoyable, the amount of blade feel that the G-bar has. Always stretching the skin one way or another. Ever since I started straight razor shaving, it's kind of like you learn to stretch the skin, and then you just kind of never forget. Didn't used to stretch the skin as much before straight razor shaving, but now it's like a built-in technique. All right. First pass went very smooth. We knocked down a ton of growth. I can see down here in the sink that it is like chock full. Coffee has gone slightly cold on me, but I really don't mind it. Definitely being mindful of the lather around the eyes. Although I'm not one of those wet shavers that really starts fucking squinting and crying when the menthol comes out, I have been blessed with some tough skin when it comes to menthol, and my eyes are tough too. I definitely feel like a slight burning sensation on my eyes with the menthol being in close proximity, but so long as I keep the lather, the menthol out of my eyes, I can tolerate that little bit of stinging, because although I have a high tolerance for menthol, I am the menthol maestro. Although I have a high tolerance for menthol, if I get it in my eyes, I will cry like a baby. There is no doubt about it. So we're being mindful of that. All right, now with the second application of menthol, we are firmly at a high chill level. Not the worst I've ever experienced. I've definitely went gung-ho with some other menthol shaves, but this is a very enjoyable, not for newbies, level of menthol. This is for the menth heads, the ones that get a thrill out of the chill, you know what I mean? Sound off in the comments if you're a menth head. Let's see it. Let's hear it. Going against the grain. I only do I do what I call a hybrid 2-pass. It's kind of like a 2.5, because I don't really go across the grain on the cheeks. I just do with and against, and then on the neck, I also do with and against on the neck, but I do get a couple across the grain motions right where I have some swirls on my beard growth. And with the beard, what I always say is, you gotta when you're shaving, you gotta kind of find the line and then define the line. So you kind of do those short choppy strokes up towards the beard line. And once you find it, once you start hearing those hairs pop, then you define it. You kind of start inching your way back until you get it to where you want. And then once you find it, then you can take the long strokes and just get the rest of the neck. Looks like I took the head off of a blemish right up there. No big deal. One little weeper ain't gonna hurt anything. Now, I love using gem razors because I get some really close BBS shaves. So let's go ahead and rinse the face. We'll give it a feel around, see how we did. Really easy to use. Cool, vintage, nostalgic, old school razors. That still, some of them, you know, are a century old and they still shave fantastic. You just got to remember that your technique is what matters. You can't crutch on the design of the razor too much. If the razor has a bad design but your technique is on point, chances are you will get a good shave out of it. A better design obviously makes things a lot easier, but your technique is the highest factor in the quality of your shave. So stop crutching on your tools. What do they say? A bad craftsman blames his tools. Same thing applies. A bad shaver blames his tools, blames the razor, blames the blade. You know what I mean? Blames the soap, blames the lather, you know. Being careful to keep the lather out of my eyes. You got the Lancaster works. Lancaster black sheep towel in yellow. This one was a special release for his supporting Ukraine. I got it not only to help my buddy at Lancaster, or to support my buddy at Lancaster, but I also really love the color yellow, so it worked out as a win-win. Now I have like 4 of these bad boys. 2 red, 1 gray, 1 blue, and 5 makes yellow. Or yellow makes 5. Okay. I'll get the rest of the lather out of my beard off camera. I think the first round of aftershave is gonna be the unscented, mentholated witch hazel and aloe from Stirling. We're gonna give that a nice shake. The only thing I wish they did better is had a better restrictor on this one. Look at the size of that hole. She's been around. I just wish it had a better restrictor. This definitely qualifies as a shit strictor. So hashtag shit strictor for the Stirling witch hazel there. But it is really good stuff. It has a little bit of witch hazel stank. It has a little bit of mentholated stank. But it fades away really quickly. And it has a nice low level menthol chill. Really nice to splash that on a la carte on a hot day. Just splash on some of that mentholated witch hazel to help you cool down for a few minutes. I've done it many times. I think that's my second bottle of that Stirling mentholated witch hazel. Really good stuff. And then we are going to follow that up with the matching Arctique aftershave. And again, just an absolute Star Wars intro of ingredients there. Really good stuff. Gonna give this a shake. This one though has a quality industry standard restrictor, which I love to see. This kind of has a hazy, it's still clear, but it's a hazy appearance to it. A lot of menthol smell coming off of this one. Straight to the skin, to the affected areas. I'm also going to get my forehead. We're going to get this whole full face chill going on. and I can feel the tingles. My eyes can feel the vapors. All right, guys, it's good to be back. I've been shaving, but it's been secret. You know, doing things for artisan things, secret things. So I've been waiting to come back to you guys and make some videos. So this will be the first one back. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a great shave. Hope you guys have a good week, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.